I'm not here to, yeah, sure, why not? To try to sway you either way, and I'll also, again, reiterate, I am not a lawyer. I'm just a technologist, although I've been around policy and stuff. My brother is the lawyer and the lobbyist, and he'll admit that he's gone down the food chain. I play lobbyist once a year, though, so I'm guilty too. And a little bit of, more on my background. So I am on the board of trustees of the Internet Society, and the motto is the Internet's for everyone. And that's everyone as in, trying to keep Egypt open or Pakistan from black holing traffic by accident. Down to, I was just in Senegal, and we, when ICANN was there saying, well, would, dot Senegal or dot Dakar help people use the internet more, and the local chapter was saying, well, actually electricity would help people use the internet more. But also, I'm also a trustee of the IETF, and one of the things that was responsible for, you can blame me for, are the internet standards for mobile messaging. So that's something near and dear to my heart. I would say that, in researching this and playing lawyer for a day, you guys did hit just about all the points, pro and con, of this question here. I think one of the big ones there is, yes, this would be a much different discussion if we weren't talking about a government agency or a public agency versus if it was a private agency doing this. Since I'm not a lawyer, but I will, let people know about Title I versus Title II of the Communications Act. There are things called information services, of which the FCC and courts have said over and over again are enhanced services. They're not common carriage services. People can do pretty much whatever they want. And people meaning also carrier service providers, versus Title II services, which are things like phone service and things like cell phone voice services. And there are very different rules for each of those. The Title IIs, and it's where users come in, is there's an expectation of service, and there's an expectation of service all the time. And in fact, from a technology perspective, you could offer that BART, they didn't have to provide service, but once they did, they're now part of that ecosystem. And that users have an expectation. Users, when they come here, or when they go into a movie theater, or when they go into the quiet car, they have an expectation, my phone might not work here. But when they're out and about, it's like, I've got AT&T service, I've got Verizon service. They expect it to work all the time. And when it happens to work all the time, they then expect it to work all the time, all the time. And they're not informed that, oh, by the way, this was a private BART thing. And so that it just, pops away without them knowing it. Another thing to consider is BART actually did publish a set of guidelines now. And it would be very interesting to hear what people think of whether or not that by their current guidelines they would have shut down service or not.